Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome, Aries, to your December Tarot reading with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. It feels like forever. I know. I'm really sorry. Rafi's been hugely busy behind the scenes. I'm very, very grateful for the fact that you all stick around and that you love my content. So, with that said, I'm just going to get straight into it. Can you believe it is December? We are already at the tail end of 2025. Next year is going to be a monumental year. Remember that your Astro Tarot readings are up and out there on YouTube for you to view to your heart's content. They're completely free this year. As if that wasn't enough, don't forget to check out your life path tarot forecast as well. So there's literally a video out there for all of you. Make sure you check those out. And if you haven't seen it yet, please, if you don't watch anything else, make sure you watch the Universal 1 year video because it's really, really important. It's like the information there it's vast. And there's a lot of things that you need to know for next year. All right, so with that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with the forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, I'm going to pop these to the side. Those will be for later, and these will be for now. So, for your actions and options for December, can you believe it, of 2025, you have the Nine of Wands. Okay, so look, I know a lot of you are going to see this and you'll be like, oh, I can't believe we got the Nine of Wands. But what I want to remind you is everything in life, first of all, is cyclic, and second, everything that we go through and experience is important. Now, your actions over the course of December, with this Nine of Wands, yes, we could talk about your past, we could talk about PTSD, we could talk about things that you need to heal from, but the word that I heard as soon as I put this card down and I saw what it was, is remedial. And my feeling is that some action that you're taking this month is going to be very much about bridging the gap, making your apologies, making amends in some way, shape, or form. And if I'm completely honest with you, I actually think this is a really good thing to do right now, especially on the precipice of a universal 1 year, right? Because it means that whatever those challenges or issues are from the past, you're not taking them with you into a brand new year and therefore into a brand new decade. Now, that being said, the options that are available to you this month are to really address both your hurts, your wounds, and any of your challenges and traumas, things that might have at some point got the better of you. This is a time for really deep self-reflection and really deep self-honesty. What better time of the year to go into a deep cocoon of reflection? This isn't about beating yourself up, Aries. This is about being honest with where you're at, making amends where you possibly can. And also, one of the things that we don't talk about enough with the Nine of Wands is this is really looking backward at what you have been through and what you have survived and how you managed to get to the other side of what that is. That in itself is a fucking triumph, right? This has been a hard year for everybody in so many different ways. And so I want to remind you of that. You are a rock star. And in case anybody hasn't told you recently, I'm telling you right now. All right. So for your communications and conversations, you have the Six of Pentacles. So here what we're looking at is your work and all of those things, right? Now, the Six of Pentacles straight away tells me that this month there is going to be a lot of focus on reciprocity when it comes to your work. It also looks like there's likely to be some kind of exchange, some kind of accolade, potentially recognition. Maybe for some of you this could look like a bonus, so that could be really nice. It also suggests that in order to get ahead, there will be something that needs to be traded off. So if something like that comes up this month, just know that this is the price that you're going to need to pay in order to take that step forward. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, This may be some questions or conversations around the money side of things. It may look like, maybe I want to take a degree, maybe I want to go back to school, maybe I am already a student and I'm looking at how I can further my education. And so now I really need to think about how I'm going to do that and what finances are available to me in order to do so. What I will say with this though is this could be, this actually might be a really good time to think about or look at loans, bursaries, grants, etc. that you may or may not qualify for. You've got this with the Nine of Wands, and if you are a student or you want to go back to studying, the feeling here is that you might be having a moment that kind of says to you, I really want to do this, but the funds or the money is just not available to me at this moment in time. You will find a way. It just may not be the way that you're expecting, and it might not necessarily be in the time frame that you're hoping for. But just know that there will be help at hand wherever you need it. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could be some kind of recognition. You've got this with the Nine of Wands, which also suggests that I'm sorry to say this, but it does feel like for some of you, some kind of personal heartache that's going on in the background may seep into your work this month, but there is support because of it. What this is going to require though, Aries, which is something that you don't necessarily do very well, very often, is that you have to ask for help or some kind of support, or you have to open up about whatever it is that you're experiencing. And by doing so, you realize like, oh my gosh, like actually I've got so many more people around me that have my back than I thought. What this could also be though, on the more positive side of things, is after what feels like a very hard work year, you might notice that you get some kind of bonus, some kind of, it could be anything from as small as a gift voucher right through to a full-blown bonus, all right? So either which way, never look a gift horse in the mouth, right? For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, one of the ways that this could show up for you is that you realize that there is money available to you as a business owner, or that you may be able to offset some form of a cost. Now, that's the positive side of this. One of the ways that this could also show up though is that you start to really look at the incomings and outgoings of your business, and you start really realizing like, actually, I may need to let go of an employee if I have any. It may also be that you start looking at where you can really refine your costs and where it is that you're bleeding money for something that actually you could just do yourself. And this isn't about running yourself into the ground. It's not about any of that. This is just really you getting a bit smarter and a bit more savvy about your resources. Finally, when it comes to your, oh my gosh, my brain. When it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, this could be you balancing the books and paying attention to your finances in regard to what you've been paying for or putting money into that actually, was never really your responsibility to hold. This could be a family member that you subsidize. It could be a child if you've got them, anything from, 5 to 55, let's say. This could be someone along those lines. Another way that it could also show up is you may find that your own resources in some way need to be rebalanced, reconfigured, or even redefined in some way, shape or form. For your love and relations, you've got the Page of Pentacles. So for those of you that are single and looking to mingle, it's very likely to be in either, this could be at a local bank or some other financial institution. It could even be, and very likely will be, especially for those of you that are single parents, if you are looking to mingle, you may meet somebody who is also a single parent and, you just absolutely hit it off. Either that, or it's going to be in some kind of learning institution or some kind of learning environment that you find yourself drawn to, attracted to, or connecting with somebody. So that could be really nice. Another way that this could also show up as well is that your faith in the idea or the institution of dating is actually restored in some regard. It could also be in a work situation. I literally heard someone saying, could this also be in a work situation? Yes, it absolutely could. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, In some way, shape or form, you and your significant other will be beginning again. The difference being this time round is that that Page of Pentacles is basically saying you've planted a seed and that seed now has the ability to grow. However, this month you're going to become acutely aware of whether your significant other is up to the task, right? Like whether they are absolutely going to be able to come through when, you know, like when it matters most effectively. What this also means is that there's going to be big conversations around money and finances as it comes to joint partnerships and relationships. It also means that there's going to be big conversations around future monies, things that you're going to purchase, all of that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what's coming up in your money section now. For your money and materials, you have the World card. Okay, so there is something here where you are racing towards a completion point, which is fantastic. If you have any form of a home sale going through, this is very good news, especially next to the Page of Pentacles. That Nine of Wands, you know, you're just going to have to acknowledge it's been a hard road to get to this point, but you got to the point, right? The other thing with the World card is it tends to represent sort of you having really everything that you need. It's very similar to the Magician, but it's, you know, this is the World card is the fool fully realized, right? In complete command and control of his own power or her own power. And what I really like about this is when it comes to your money and your finances, you're seeing something come full circle where you're going to be able to hold the results in your hand. You will have the tangibles. You'll be able to say, this was the result of the hard work or effort that I put in, whatever that might look like for you. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, in particular, I really, because there's a lot of earth here, in particular, I want you to pay extra attention this month, especially because you've got the Nine of Wands here. I want you to pay extra attention when you're going out. Obviously, here in the northern lands, it's quite cold. It's getting icy in the mornings, slips, trips and falls. And the reason I say this is because of the Nine of Wands. But then you've got the World card, which represents the bones, the skeleton, like the hard aspects of the body. So you really want to be making sure that you're supporting your body in that way, in particular your back and your knees this month. Really pay attention to those. When it comes to your home and environment, as I say, like if you've got a home sale or purchase going through, this actually bodes very, very well for that, which is really wonderful. For some of you, if you're younger and you're, you know, looking to create a life for yourself, it does suggest that some of you could be leaving home this month, right? So that could be really nice. When it comes to money and, you know, finances and resources overall, though, this is actually a very good card. It does suggest that you'll be able to do everything that you want to for the holiday month, and that you will be stepping into the new year a little bit more grounded rather than, you know, most people are like super broke after the holidays. So for we're going back to the old school, guys. Let me know in the comments if you love it or you loathe it. Your first week of December, you've got the Magician card. This first week is really a time to be really focused on what you're saying and how you're saying it. The self-talk in particular needs to be paid attention to this month. And also when it comes to this first week of the month, you're being invited to really think about what is the ultimate goal here, right? What has it all been for? When you are old and grey and you look back on this time in your life and you say, you know, fuck me, it was really hard work, but I made it, I got there. What is it actually all about? That's what the first week of the month of December is really trying to show you. The second week of December, you have the Moon card. Okay, so the second week of December, there are likely to be some tough conversations. There'll be some things coming to light, and it's going to be a moment where you're going to realize who really has your back and who really doesn't, and more importantly, why they are not able. And this is the thing as well, like when it comes to this, like sometimes there are people in our lives, It's not necessarily that they won't give us what we need or what we deserve or what is reciprocal. Sometimes they just don't have the capacity for it. And at that point, you have to make a judgment call for yourself in your life to say, okay, you know what? This person is incapable of giving me what I want, what I need, what I deserve. What am I going to do about it? Because at that point, it then becomes a choice. Once you realize where somebody truly is at, it's up to you to go from there, right? For your third week of the month, you have the Tower with the Page of Pentacles. This is a beginning, like this is a fresh start in a very big way. This kind of, my feeling about this is it's like some way that this unfolds, like especially because this is going to be around the new moon, it's going to be around the winter solstice, it's going to be around the Christmas holiday, you know. And I also want to say, whatever you do or don't celebrate, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or Yule, like myself, I truly hope you have a blessed time of it. Yes, you've got the Tower. You've got it right underneath the Page of Pentacles. This is a moment at which a new beginning strikes, and it may surprise you what new beginning is coming through, or more importantly, what direction the universe has you going in. You might be like, whoa, okay, well that was a change of events or a turn of events that I really wasn't expecting. I'm just pulling these up. And then for your fourth week of the month, you've got the Hierophant card. There's definitely, like, as you wrap up the year, there's some huge, and I mean huge, there's some kind of really big moment where something comes very much full circle. And I think as it does, you may be very pleasantly surprised. And also you might realize that maybe you're putting the hard effort in the wrong place, and actually it needs to be put somewhere else. The thing that I will say to you is this: you need not necessarily work any harder. What I think is going to be really important for you this month is to look at the structures and the systems in your life and really ask yourself, what about these need to shift? And more importantly, what do I have to put in place to make them better? For your Human Design Oracle deck card for the month, you've got the Gate 27 and Caring. Your family, the people that you consider family, and that's not always by blood for everybody. You know, some of us have more of a chosen family than we do actual family. This is beautiful because it means that not only do those people truly have your back, you've got the Robin. If you've been with me long enough, you know the Robin is a very special bird for me. Always brings good messages. Like, I've never had something show up when there's a robin around or it flies past. There's always incredible, beautiful, uplifting messages that come from the robin, even if that's just literally like spirit saying to you, you know what, you're going to be all right. Okay, so always good things. That being said, I do want to take a moment to talk to you about the Reydiant cohort and the Winter Solstice alignment activation session. So they are two sessions, they're two separate things, totally complementary, but two distinct offers. The first one, the Winter Solstice, as you know, I used to do this every year, and the Winter Solstice Alignment Activation Session is back. £33.33. There's a link for that in the description box below. Think of it as a digital campfire get together around the solstice hearth, all right? And the Reydiant cohort, this is for those of you that want to use winter as an intentional focus for the year ahead. So January through March, I am going to put you through your paces. It's in a group setting. There will be a video about this separately that's going to go into more detail, and I'm going to answer a few questions about it. But let's just say I'm really proud of this one. It's a group setting, but your journey is uniquely your own. It's 3 months, it's £195. You're going to be doing tarot, you're going to be doing journaling, you're going to be doing meditation. It's going deep, right? So I'm going to say to you, if you are one of those people that's faint of heart or you're prone to falling off halfway through something, don't bother, because I'm going to be on you. All right, so if you don't want someone pushing you to really dig deep, this is not for you. And, you know, as I say, always, whatever I create is always from a place of love. I don't want people there that don't want to be there. I'm going to push you, I'm going to challenge you, and I'm going to force you to look deeply at yourself and all of the patterns that are going on there so that you can get past them. It's 12 weeks, one payment, super low, super easy. There are only 50 spaces because throughout that 12 weeks, I want to make sure that I'm checking in with all of you at least once or twice over the course of that 3 months. And yeah, let's just say with what I have planned, I think you are going to love it. It's called the Reydiant cohort. It's the first one that I'm doing. There will be 3 others that come after, but doors close for that on December 31st because we start on January 4th, which is a Sunday. All right. With that said, again, happy holidays to you. Whatever you do or do not celebrate, I really wish that you have the best time of it, whether it's with your actual or your chosen family. Happy Yule, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas. Have a fantastic time of it. Thank you so much for all of your support throughout 2025. I literally I would not be here if it was not for you guys, and I am eternally grateful. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Take care, and I will see you very, very soon.